Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, I just watched the preview for Discovery Season 3, and it's exactly what I was afraid of. It's everything you wouldn't want Star Trek to be. Basically, Michael Burnham wakes up in the future, appears to be lost for about a year, separated from the Discovery crew. She appears to be staying where her mother was or something, or it looks like some little makeshift sort of cabin. I'm guessing she ended up on the same planet her mother was on. It could be just any random planet, I guess. Um, we see a year pass with various hairstyles, and she does look much better without that little pom pom on her head. The long dreads on that look much better on the actress. It's not really important, but she does look beautiful. We see Saru and Tilly looking undercover, basically going out into places. They seem to be combating a group of different aliens. It appears in the future the Federation has been destroyed, and it's just like any dark dystopian generic science fiction show where it's just random aliens and people running around on real locations rather than building sets and spending money. They just go out and film and have cheap post-apocalyptic villages and stuff like that, and it's just all grim, and they're being hunted, and it's just nothing that resembles Star Trek. It's just going to be one long story of them finding each other and dealing with being renegades, I guess, in a world where there's no Federation to protect them. They're just out in the open. We see an office building, office of some kind. It feels like a bunker, where there is a guy saying he has basically watched every day, hoping for Michael Burnham to show up and save the day. Apparently, she's going to save the future somehow, of course, because she, of course, is the most important person in the universe as usual, no matter what. At the risk, at the expense of every other character and setting or alien or anything in the Star Trek universe. Is all about Michael Burnham, and they show him dropping the Federation flag, and she goes off. It looks like there's two different timelines. There's the first timeline where she's there. She's got the short hair with the little pom pom on top, and she meets the character Booker, and he makes the comment that she must believe in ghosts. And she's like, why? He said, that badge you're wearing? That's, I guess, when she finds out the Federation has been destroyed and doesn't exist anymore. It's a ghost, it's a memory. And everyone is basically living feral because there's no Federation, and it's like Andromeda, which they've obviously ripped off, and Federation, which was a story Michael Burnett, or whatever his name was, pitched, where the Federation has been destroyed and they have to fix it and restore Star Trek. Everything's about destroying Star Trek and then restoring it, mainly so they can save money on just doing a cheap dystopian universe. And then you don't get Star Trek until the end. Like with the Star Trek films, we'd get the promise of Star Trek, and we wouldn't get Star Trek all the way through the film, and then at the end it'd be like, to boldly go in the next film, we'll give you Star Trek, we'll go out and explore strange new worlds, and then the next film will be back to dark, grim action again. And then at the end, we're going to boldly go in the next film. And after 3 films, people realise, oh, we're never going to get Star Trek, and stopped going. And this seems to be what this season's going to be. I just can't say anything good about it. I mean, there's one nice shot of a couple of moons matted into a real interesting Earth landscape, which I'm guessing they've augmented. It's basically rocks covered in green moss. And we see Michelle Yeoh. So I'm assuming she didn't get off the ship. I was hoping she got off the ship, and then they would be able to explain her having her own Section 31 show. But how she's going to do that if she's stuck in the future? The only way, because they've said we can't do her show until after Season 3 of Discovery. So she's at least going to get back to Earth after Season 3 to do her Section 31 show and take over Section 31, or resume her role in Section 31. And what I'm afraid of is that the whole crew is going to go back to Earth, and whatever they promised they would fix by sending them into the future, never to be heard from or spoken about again, they'll end up coming back and causing all the same canon problems that they did in the first series, in the second season. So there's just nothing good. There's nothing to look forward to in this. There's nothing positive about this. Basically, we have no future. If this is canon, there is no future. The Gene Roddenberry future that he created has been in Star Trek has been destroyed. There is no Federation. It's all a dystopian nightmare where people are just renegades living hand to mouth, running around stealing and being attacked by people and always being under. Who wants to live in that universe? That's not the universe I grew up believing in and hoping for and being able to watch this show and slip into through escapism. They've destroyed that, and it's just so malicious, and I don't understand what their problem with Star Trek is, that they have to destroy it. They can't just let it be. They can't just take this universe and just play in it and let us enjoy that. They have to destroy it. I don't know what this is about. I just don't understand. I think it's just people just cannot believe in a world like that where things are better. They have to believe it's all going to be dark and grim, and we're not doing anything wrong because this is just our humanity, is just our nature. We're just dark and evil and hurt people and destroy everything, and we can't have good things, basically. This series should be called We Can't Have Nice Things, because they destroy the Federation. They destroy it in season 1 just through having a war and having the Federation corrupted by Section 31 that basically takes over and turns Star Trek into a military organization that treats people less than human and just disregards all the ethics and morals that the Federation was supposed to be about. And then they get out of that and go into season 2 and give us some hope, and then they send us into the future and destroy that. And I know this probably sounds ridiculous to some people if you're listening to this and you don't really love Star Trek and it doesn't mean something to you, if you don't actually believe in that future and it doesn't give you any hope or inspiration. But that's what it does for me and always did. And if you're to believe this show is canon, then it's destroyed. It's gone. There is nothing to look forward to. There is no future. We're not going to get better and keep getting better and better and better, and life's going to improve and humanity's going to evolve, and we're going to have one day have a utopian future where we can actually just live. And apparently no, it's all going to be destroyed and be a grim, dark mess that we have to escape and survive in. Just like every other science fiction show that's on TV. So there's no reason to watch Discovery. There's nothing, aside from a few actors who give good performances, a bit of good makeup maybe. It's just everything I was hoping they wouldn't do, but kind of knew they would because they just can't help themselves. And I just have nothing else to say because all this is negative, and I don't want this. I am negative enough as a human being. I need Star Trek. I need something positive to look forward to, and they have killed it. What else can I say? I hate these people. I hate Alex Kurtzman. I hate these people for destroying this beautiful TV show that I genuinely love and get inspiration and hope for the future from. Okay, they haven't physically destroyed it. I've got the DVDs and the Blu-rays. I can watch that. But the reality that I lived in was that this show was always being produced, and I always had new Star Trek coming. It was like it just ran parallel to my life just in the future. And now that I don't have that. I just have the past. I have the old Star Trek of the past, the old DVDs, the old Blu-rays. That's all I've got. And yeah, I can watch them and just live in them forever. But I'd rather have this dream that Gene Roddenberry created continue on. And I'm actually getting emotional at the idea that they've destroyed it. They've actually killed it. And it's not there anymore. I don't believe they have the right to do that, to destroy someone else's creation. I should have that in the future and to go on, and just it's not there now because of them. At least someone else might come along and explain Discovery away and just go back to the old Star Trek and have it continue on because people like me want it and we don't want Discovery, And Discovery doesn't inspire anyone. There's no hope. There's not going to have a fan base in the future like Star Trek has. People like me are not going to be there for Discovery 10, 20, 30 years from now, continuing to pay them money. So maybe there's some hope that Paramount CBS will go back to the old Star Trek because they make more money out of it than they will with Discovery. So maybe greed will save Star Trek. But it's the only hope I've got at the moment for it coming back, and it just makes me really profoundly sad that they've destroyed this creation, someone else's creation. Yeah, I can't say anything else without becoming emotional about it. And I don't want to give people something just to make a joke out of, which is how the Discovery fans treat Star Trek fans who get emotional about Star Trek, because it means something. I'm going to go. If you agree with me or don't agree with me or have any opinion, please feel free to leave a comment, like, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, not happy.